I'm Savannah Rose, and you're watching Echo Cinema TV. Tonight, President Donald Trump has nominated a former Oklahoma State trooper to lead one of America's most powerful and controversial federal agencies. Lance Schroyer, a name few people knew just days ago, is now set to become the next director of Immigration and Customs Enforcement, known across America simply as ICE. This is not just a routine government appointment. This nomination comes after one of the most turbulent years in ICE's history. A year marked by controversy, public outrage, and the deaths of 2 American citizens at the hands of federal agents. To understand why this nomination matters, we need to go back. ICE has been at the center of Trump's aggressive immigration crackdown since day one of this administration. Thousands of arrests, mass deportation operations, and a workforce of 22,000 agents working around the clock. But with that power came enormous scrutiny. In January of this year, federal agents shot and killed 2 United States citizens. The incident sparked lawsuits, national headlines, and deep questions about oversight and accountability within the agency. Protests erupted in cities across the country. People demanded answers, and the pressure on ICE leadership became unbearable. Then in April, Todd Lyons, the acting director of ICE at the time, stepped down. Lyons was a veteran of the federal agency. He had dedicated years of his career to immigration enforcement. But the weight of public scrutiny, congressional investigations, and the fallout from those fatal shootings proved too much. His departure left a leadership vacuum at one of America's most visible federal agencies. David Venturella, another experienced ICE veteran, stepped in as acting director. He has been holding the agency together while the White House searched for a permanent leader. Venturella is expected to remain in place until Schroyer is officially confirmed by the Senate. Now, who exactly is Lance Schroyer? He is a former Marine. He served as a major in the Oklahoma Department of Public Safety's Emergency Services Unit. In that role, he commanded specialized units handling disaster response, civil disturbance, and immigration enforcement. He brings over 29 years of law enforcement experience to the table. Most recently, Schroyer has been serving as a senior advisor to Homeland Security Secretary Markwayne Mullin. His job in that role was to coordinate between federal immigration authorities and local law enforcement agencies. President Trump made the announcement on Saturday through his Truth Social platform. In his post, Trump said, and I quote the spirit of his words, that Schroyer has firsthand experience removing illegal aliens from American streets, and that he loves the men and women of ICE. Trump called him a proven leader and urged the Senate to confirm him immediately. Secretary Mullin echoed those words strongly. He called Schroyer a great pick. He said Schroyer is coming straight from the operational field, where he worked alongside state and federal partners under the 287G program. That program allows ICE to authorize state and local law enforcement officers to carry out specific immigration enforcement duties under federal supervision. It has been a cornerstone of Trump's strategy to extend immigration enforcement beyond federal agents alone. The relationship between Mullin and Schroyer goes back years, and it was Mullin himself who personally chose Schroyer for this role. That personal connection is significant. It tells us that Schroyer will likely operate in close alignment with Mullin's vision for the department. Mullin has repeatedly said he wants agents to be aggressive on arrests, but to take a quiet and disciplined approach in their operations. However, ICE officials were reportedly surprised by the nomination. Schroyer is not a familiar face within the federal agency. He would be new to the ICE workforce if confirmed. That raises real questions. Can an outsider, even one with 29 years of law enforcement experience, earn the trust and confidence of 22,000 federal employees? Can he navigate the political pressures, the legal challenges, and the ongoing scrutiny that comes with leading ICE in this environment? It is also worth noting that ICE has not had a Senate-confirmed director since the Obama administration. That is more than a decade of operating without confirmed permanent leadership. If Schroyer is confirmed, he would end that long stretch of uncertainty. He would oversee a multi-billion-dollar budget and one of the most talked-about agencies in the federal government. From an analytical perspective, this nomination sends a very clear message. Trump and Mullin are not looking for a traditional Washington insider to run ICE. They want someone loyal, operationally experienced, and personally trusted. Schroyer fits that profile. His background in state-level emergency response and immigration enforcement gives him practical credibility, but his lack of federal agency experience could be a serious challenge. There is also the broader political context to consider. DHS itself has been under pressure. Mullin took over in March after Trump fired former Secretary Kristi Noem. Since then, Mullin has made some policy adjustments, but lawmakers from both parties have pushed him to do more. Republicans want faster deportations and stronger enforcement. Democrats and civil rights organizations want accountability for what they call reckless and dangerous operations. Schroyer's confirmation hearings will likely become a battleground. Senators will ask tough questions about the fatal shootings in January. They will probe his experience managing large federal workforces. They will test his understanding of constitutional limits on immigration enforcement. His answers will define not just his future at ICE, but the direction of the entire agency. Looking ahead, if confirmed, Schroyer will face immediate pressure on multiple fronts. The deportation machine that Trump has built is running at full speed. Any slowdown, any additional controversy, any more incidents involving civilians could have enormous political and legal consequences. The next director of ICE will need not just operational skill, but diplomatic intelligence and crisis management capabilities. The nomination of Lance Schroyer is a turning point. It reflects the Trump administration's commitment to keeping immigration enforcement at the center of its agenda. And it sets the stage for a confirmation battle that will tell us a great deal about where America's immigration policy is headed. I'm Savannah Rose. Thank you for watching Echo Cinema TV. Stay with us for more breaking news.